All right, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you specially to another great episode of your favorite political talk show, The Truth with Ben Jokes. When the center cannot hold, things fall apart. That is exactly the situation of Nigeria right now. Hours ago, the national grid collapsed again. This is the third collapse in just 1 week, and it has collapsed numerous times, countless number of times before this one. Many areas in Nigeria have remained in perpetual darkness for days now. I pity small business owners who have had to depend solely on generators for the past 3 days. Nothing is working in Nigeria right now. Just hours ago, His Excellency Peter Obi spoke about the despicable state of Nigerian roads after he spent 7 hours moving from Anambra to Kogi State, a journey that should have taken about 3 hours under normal circumstances. And I hope you know the impact of that on inflation. If a journey of 3 hours becomes 7 hours, the cost of transportation increases drastically, and so will the cost of goods transported along that route. And at this point, even the biggest supporter of the APC cannot point at one single area or aspect of our existence as a nation that Tinubu and the APC have not made worse. Some northern elders disclosed that the Tinubu and APC have bribed the mainstream media to stop reporting cases of banditry, kidnapping, and gunmen attacks to make it look as if the security situation in Nigeria is getting better, when it is actually worse than it has ever been. But those who conceal evil will come to have a taste of it. APC chiefs have joined Tinubu to clamp down on the media to stop saying the truth on the state of insecurity in Nigeria. But now, the gunmen, bandits, and kidnappers are going after the APC chiefs. I ran into an update where gunmen eliminated an APC youth leader, and before I could finish digesting that update, another one popped up. Bandits and kidnappers picked up an APC chairman after a ferocious attack. Before I show you details of these updates and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you this video.
The fact that a lot of the times when things are done badly or people do wrong things in government and there are no consequence, it actually aches the mind. Just yesterday, China was said to have jailed about 15 persons over a building collapse that killed dozens of people. That is its consequence upon actions of people. And you see, the dam that you mentioned, for example, I'm not sure anything will be done to anyone who is found guilty.
No one is even talking about it. Nobody is talking about it. No name is mentioned. The only thing we are looking for is support from Nigerians or wherever. Those who die have died. Those who lost their properties have lost their properties.
Well,
the
tomorrow,
same thing will repair.
some other people can repeat and endanger the lives of other people.
Of course.
No consequences.
No consequences.
So we are a nation that gives no consequence to bad behaviors.
You are aware recently that IPAC held its first roundtable on the role of judiciary in building democracy. And judiciary have a very strategic role to play. As it is only the judge or judicial officers that are referred to as my lord. So what it means is that this institution is supposed to be as sanitized as possible. But here we are today in Nigeria. You see courts of coordinate jurisdiction issuing court orders on same matter and counter court orders. It is embarrassing. The China you talked about, I was in China recently, and we went for a program, an academic program, and one of the lecturers said that why we are able to do what we have today, he gave us an example, that a judge in China delivered judgment without justice because it was expected that the judgment was influencer with money. And what happened? He was investigated, found guilty, prosecuted, he was executed. he was skinned, and the skin of that same judge was dried. His son was made to succeed his father, and the son was made to sit on the skin of his father for him to be conscious. So where you have offenses committed without punishment, you don't expect the situation to change.
When you were saying that we should cut down on the juiciness, on how attractive political offices are you implying for some reasons that the bicameral legislature is no longer working or too expensive for Nigeria? Because some people have argued in that direction. What must we do to prune down what you have described as the sweetness, the juiciness, and the attractive nature of public offices in Nigeria?
Today, the moment you are elected into public office, banks, from State House of Assembly to House of Reps to senatorial offices, banks will approach you, offering you loans that you not in lieu, because it's expected that nothing will happen to the money. But a farmer like me, who is supposed to contribute to domestic food production, and by extension, the forex to the country, a farmer in the village will be asked to bring collateral in Abuja or in Lagos. So that is the indication that these offices are financially lucrative, and that is why people dispense everything they can to get there. So the first thing to do as Nigerians is to be sincere. The country is going down. We can all see it.
Are you worried about the way?
I am. I'm a Nigerian. This is not the Nigeria I was born into. Today, you have workers, I don't know if in channels here, who now sleep in their offices because of transportation.
Wow. Nigeria is indeed a sinking ship. Workers, family people, parents being reduced to destitutes, sleeping on the floors of their offices because they cannot afford transportation back home. And most of them will sleep hungry too, because they cannot also afford to properly feed themselves this period. The country is sinking, and no one living in this country right now, regardless of tribe, religion, or political affiliation, can beat his or her chest and say that he is completely immune to the problems of this country. And that is why on this platform, I have been preaching unity to Nigerians, common Nigerians who are major victims of this failure of state that we are experiencing now. Let us come together and rescue this country, rescue this sinking ship. This is the only country we have. And the first step to that rescue is to get rid of the APC, get the APC out of power, because nothing good can ever come out of this country with the APC in charge. Point blank, period. Now, let us look at those updates on how gunmen, bandits, kidnappers, call it whatever, wreaked havoc on 2 APC chiefs. An APC youth leader was taken out, and an APC chairman was kidnapped in a ferocious attack. Let's take the updates on the APC youth leader. Look at how the papers reported it. Gunmen assassinate APC youth leader in Ogun. Tragedy struck in Abeokuta, Ogun State capital, as gunmen suspected to be cultists assassinated Adeleke Adeyinka, a councillorship candidate in Ward 15, Abeokuta South Local Government area. The incident occurred on Saturday at Jide Jones area of Oke Ilewo. It was gathered that the assailants arrived in a tinted car. The occupants alighted and shot at their target. They then hit him with stones till he gave up the ghost. Before Adeleke's death, he was with the transport union in the Pansheke area of Abeokuta. Also, the deceased was a former All Progressive Congress APC youth leader in Abeokuta South before his aspiration for the post of a councillor of his ward. He was described as an amazing fellow who served his people wholeheartedly. The spokesperson of Ogun State Police Command, SP Omolola Odutola, confirmed the killing. She said the murder happened at 12:30 p.m. as reported to the police by a concerned citizen. She said A concerned citizen reported that unknown individuals believed to be cultists arrived in an unregistered Toyota Corolla sport car armed with a pump-action shotgun and a pistol at Jide Jones, Okeilewo, Ibara, Abeokuta. The assailants opened fire, killing 40-year-old Adeyinka Adeleke, who was left dead at the scene before the perpetrators fled. Meanwhile, the APC Youth Leaders Forum in the state has expressed sadness over the brutal murder of Adeleke. It described it as a senseless and horrific act which has left our community shaking and grieving. The forum, in a statement by Kabir Odedairo, youth leader Abeokuta South, said the fact that he was shot and stoned to death by unknown assailants in a tinted car is particularly disturbing and warrants immediate attention from law enforcement agencies. Adeleke was not only a promising young leader but also a dedicated member of our party, having served as the youth leader of Ward 15 in Abeokuta South and worked with others during the election. He worked with others during the election that they rigged to bring Tinubu. He worked with others. What was his work? And this is the end. Former APC youth leader. I don't know how a person of good character will go and become an APC youth leader, a party that is destroying Nigeria. And Made in Lagos here says, dirty politics in 2024, animals. Renewed violence here says he is also a terrorist, just that he was ambushed by those in the bush. APC supporters have murdered more Nigerians than Boko Haram. And William here says APC is a cancer. Whatever they represent is a disaster. It is an occultic association. That is it. And the Patriot here says the evil society we built comes after us today or after our children tomorrow. That is it. We know that death will eventually come to everyone. But when you die as an APC supporter or as an APC member, it is disgraceful enough. And even your end in the hereafter is very, very predictable. What a shame. And just as we're trying to digest this update, we were hit with another one. This time around, bandits, kidnappers, picked up an APC chairman. Look at how the papers reported it. Terrorists attack Katsina community. Kill 2. Kidnap APC chairman. 13 others. Reporters. Armed men suspected to be terrorists reportedly attacked Dan Auta village in the Sabuwa local government area of Katsina state and killed 2 people, kidnapped an All Progressive Congress chairman and 13 other villagers, among them women and children. It was gathered that those killed during the attack that occurred around 2 a.m. on Friday include a security operative from the Katsina State Community Watch Corps. Witnesses report that the APC chairman in the area, Alhaji Imamu, and the other victims were kidnapped by the terrorists who arrived at the village in large numbers on motorcycles and were armed with automatic weapons. Despite the efforts of the KSCWC and local vigilante groups to resist the assault, they were overwhelmed by the sheer number of assailants. Several residents also reportedly sustained injuries during the attack, with some receiving treatment at the local primary health care center. Efforts to confirm the incident from the Katsina Police Command failed, as the public relations officer of the command, ASP Abubakar Sadiq Aliyu, did not answer calls made to his mobile number. You heard that. They came in very large number on motorcycles, 2 a.m., midnight. They killed 2, kidnapped the APC chairman and 13 others. You are an APC chairman, you call yourself an APC chairman. You have the mind to say you are a chairman of APC, and you are seeing everything that is happening in this country. And you are still following these guys, knowing fully well that they are involved. Even he, that APC chairman, his hands are not clean. He knows about everything happening as regards insecurity. And now it has overwhelmed him. Before you know, you will hear that they have taken him out, because they are going to demand an amount of money that they will not be able to pay, just as they did with that emir of Sokoto. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Let's take some of the tweet reactions. This tweet here by Crespo says, media houses have been told to stop reporting terrorist attacks. The security situation in the country has not improved a bit, and many are dying in pains in the hands of kidnappers, bandits, and other terrorists. The police is the weapon fashioned against us in the south. Wow. And Khalifa Danley Man here says, Wahala. But it is good, Sha. It is better to start kidnapping the politicians. If these people are picking politicians daily, Nigerians would not even mind. It's just that they took 13 other people with them. They killed 2 other people. That is the issue. How I wish they would just focus on politicians that made them. And this tweet by Auntie Robbie says, Una for carry only the APC chairman now. What is all this? People will not mind if they are going after politicians. And this video says, APC should contact INEC, police, and judiciary for a prompt release. After all, those are their accomplices. Those are the people working with them to continue destroying this country. So, without doubt, this is the true situation of things as regards security in Nigeria. They are still having a field day, especially in northern Nigeria and southwest. They came, many of them on their bikes, carried out their operations. And the funny thing is that when they carry out these operations in northern Nigeria, it's usually 1 hour, 2 hours. Sometimes they even move from one village to another, from one community to another. And the next community will know that when they finish from that community, this is where they are coming to. So you have ample opportunity to inform the military, police, everything if you can. Inform them, let them wait for us, let them come and attack us. This is what these guys are saying. So you need to really get the true picture of what is happening. And we keep putting this out so that Nigerians will know. Because I know that there are still some people that have soft spot for APC. And even those who would like to collect 50,000 naira, 100,000 naira to rig elections for them, we are putting this out so that you will know the consequences of what you are doing. It is not just election. Say election is over, let us now focus on building Nigeria. They will come out and tell you things like election is over, let's now be patriotic and focus on building this country. No, it is more than that. You are collecting that 50,000 naira. You are a killer. You are a murderer. You are finishing the lives of thousands of Nigerians from that 50k, 100k, 200k where you they collect. Even you will collect that 10k to sell your vote. That is what you are doing. You are taking people out. You and Yahoo boys where they do ritual now the same una be. What you are doing is abject wickedness. You should know the implication of what you are doing. The APC is a cancer. They are out to kill, to steal, and to destroy this country. So anything you do in whatever capacity to aid them to retain power is killing Nigerians. Look at what they have done to the economy. As we speak, dollar is exchanging 1,700 naira to $1. And it's not a coincidence. They told them when they were about to float the naira, experts, Peter Obi and so many other experts told them that the Nigerian economy is too fragile. The naira is not strong enough for this thing you are doing. You come out and keep saying that Nigeria does not have money to back up the naira. Nigeria does not have money to keep petrol price down. But Nigeria has money to buy private jets for you. Nigeria has money, 21 billion naira, to build mansions for you guys, to buy SUVs. We have money to waste, but we don't have money to help the citizens to live better lives. What sense does this make? Look at what they have done to the educational sector. Do you know the number of children that are out of school now? If I'm to guess the number with all the figures that we have been putting together, UNESCO said we were at 18 million last year. I am telling you, we'll be close to 40 to 50 million right now. That is the number. I believe that by the end of the year or early next year, UNESCO is going to release another figure of the number of people that Nigeria has out of school currently, and it will shock you. In just 18 months, look at what the Tinubu administration has done to this country. And anything APC, anywhere. Go and check any state where the APC in charge. Look at what the so-called Reverend Father is doing to them in Benue State. He is destroying that state totally. People are cursing him daily. He is on his way to being the worst ever governor that state has ever produced, and it is still APC. And that is why we keep telling Nigerians that it is the people bearing the brunt of all this wickedness. That is why the people must come together, put their sentiments aside, put their foot down and say, this cannot continue. And when we do that, we will unite and we can easily take our country back. And when we do so, within a short period, this country will begin to walk to the point that it will become an envy in Africa and indeed the whole world. But until then, make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una. Now I dey here, so don't go away. Don't go away.